And it looks like it also might be a nighttime called the brown bear here. Again, folks, big carnivores and also big mammals, but despite them only taking up around 8% of the world's land area, tropical rainforests have around 50% or half of all land, animals, and plants inside of it, which is why it's so very important to help protect our rainforest biodiversity. I think I actually see some of our rainforest animals here to the right side. These are some monkeys, specifically the Francois ringers, coming to us all the way from Southeast Asia. And if you look really closely, folks, you also might see some babies in the habitat here to the right side. The monkeys here have one juvenile, so about a year old in there, and also two infants that are around 4 months old.
It's got red hair. You see it right there? Yeah, red hair.
Speaking of monkeys, I'm also saying folks who will keep it about myself. That is, when I'm out here jogging in front, I'm a graduate student, and I study monkey behavior, ecology, and conservation in Indonesia, which basically means I have a whole bunch of random monkey facts in my brain. So if you do have any questions about some of our monkey friends, do let me know after the
Monkey friends.
And here in a few moments we'll be making a right turn. But if you look to your left, you might see where our panda habitat is currently located. Again, it opens up here in, or next week actually, so very, very, very soon. We also have Kwame Cafe here, right in front of us, which was named after the first panda born here at San Diego Zoo. Coming up here to our left, we're now going back inside of Astor Rocks. And the first animal you might see here to our left side is one that you might not think of as being on the African continent. So if you look real closely near the water here, you might see that those birds are indeed penguins. Those are the South African black-footed penguins. And what you're seeing here to your left habitat-wise is pretty much what it looks like for them down there in South Africa, where there is no snow or ice. But much like some of their colder living relatives, these penguins here are also now endangered nowadays due to things like overfishing down there in the Southern Ocean. 2 hours a day, folks. So what you're seeing now is a very, very typical behavior for a koala. And one of the reasons why scientists think koalas sleep so much is in part because of the food they eat. Koalas only eat eucalyptus leaves, but those leaves are pretty nutrient poor and also hard to digest, which means that koalas don't have a lot of extra energy to spend on anything else besides defending their territory, eating those leaves, and of course eventually making some koala babies. And we've also now made our way all the way back to Astor Rocks here to our left side. But I do have one more thing to show you coming up here to our left before we leave this area. So directly here to my left, right about now, this big palm tree looking plant is called the wood cycad. And folks, take a good long look at the wood cycad here to my left, because this species is completely extinct in the wild due to poaching and habitat loss, and we are one of only few locations around the world that have a surviving member of that dying species under our care. And unfortunately, the story of the wood cycad is not really unique either. There's plenty of other plants and animals around the world that are now in danger from human activities, like again poaching, habitat loss, and also the lasting effects of climate change. So that's also why your visit here to the San Diego Zoo is so very, very important. Because we are a non-profit organization, that means that all the proceeds from ticket sales to that stuffed animal you might get later, all goes towards supporting our goal of creating a world where all life thrives. And we are, of course, very hard at work here in Southern California at that goal, especially up at our research center in Escondido. But we are also at work around the world in all 8 of our conservation hubs, where we work with local scientists and communities to help protect some of the world's most endangered species. Some of which you saw today, like the Andean bear, and of course the wood cycad. But we can also remain allies for wildlife outside the zoo too. And one of the best ways we can do so is again to be a responsible and also informed consumer when it comes to our shopping. We can also be a voice for our environment by supporting government officials that share similar goals, or also just by being a voice for our own ecosystem in the communities that we are from around the world. And folks, on that note, we're now nearing the last few moments of our bus tour here. But as we approach the unloading dock, I'll be unloading the lower deck of the bus first. I will also be available for a few moments afterwards up on the upper deck if anybody has any questions about some of the animals or stories here at the San Diego Zoo, especially if those questions do indeed involve monkeys. But if not, folks, thank you so much for stopping by the San Diego Zoo today and hopping on one of our bus tours. And again, folks, our panda habitat does open next week, so I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you so much, folks, and have a good day, everybody.